been such an inspiration and such a story that I knew we wanted to share it because people needed to hear it. For one, as an American Christian, we don't even know what persecution is. We don't know what, we take for granted these freedoms that we have here and the ability to worship who we want, when we want, all that kind of stuff. And you've seen the other side of it. Right now, the whole immigration thing, it's a hot topic, right? And a lot of people just don't even understand the process of trying to get to come to America, even though we're founded by a whole bunch of immigrants. Should we let people in? Should we not? Should they come in legally? What's your thoughts on that, since you've been through the whole thing?
You just said the word legally. I mean, what's legally? Legally, when you do things according to the law that's been set in a certain country. I mean, I left a country that had no laws in there. The law wasn't applied. And then I'm going to go to a different country and try to break the law. I'm a big believer in process and systems. There is the right way, there is the wrong way. I don't think anybody should just storm in, another country and break the laws. I just don't think it's right, Chris. And so I don't understand. It's not like, immigrants are not accepted in here. They are accepted, but there are certain steps that you have to take. I had to wait almost 3 years in Greece, and it wasn't easy. Right. I had to wait in there, work, and you don't know what it's like when you're waiting somewhere where you don't know if any country will ever accept you. And if you go back to the country you came from, you will be killed right there on the spot because you left the country illegally. And especially at the time of Saddam Hussein.
But how are you always so positive? I mean, and I see you all the time with a smile on your face and have such a good outlook.
So the smile is free and faith is free, and I don't get why we don't use them.
Yeah.
It's a decision to use it or not. It's not like I don't have problems. Everybody has his own problems, difficulties with life and everything. But I'm a big believer in do what's right, and you'll never be wrong in your life. And just keep on pushing and just do it over and over, and just have faith in God that He has a plan for you.
So it's funny you said that. That was one of my favorite sayings that we even say at work all the time. And it's if you do what's right, you'll never be wrong. And it's simple, right? I mean, just do the right thing. And the other key thing that I heard that you said there, it's a choice. You choose to smile and it's a choice, right? I mean, you could, of all people, you could complain about your circumstances. Oh man, I was born in Iraq during, where they persecuted Christians, and it was in the middle of the war, and it was dangerous. But no, you chose to do something about it and make it better and become a good influence on other people. So I'm proud of you for that. I came and visited Sam at his office, and I saw this check up on the wall, and I was really inspired by this. So tell me a little bit about this check and what that means to you.
And that's just giving back a little bit to the organization that did a lot, not only for me, but many people. I mean, I don't know where I would be if the church was not in Iraq and where I was at. And it was a lot harder for the church and the church leaders to be in a country like that or in a place like that. And until now, we always hear, this priest, this pastor, or nun got killed, got kidnapped, was tortured. Many of them I know personally. It did a lot, Chris. The church did a lot, and not only in my life, and not only financially, but spiritually too. They prepped us to, with all the pressure that was on us, and on all the forces that wanted us, the non-Muslims, to convert, to leave our Christian faith and convert. And at points where we would be beaten up and just, hey, you got to convert, and it doesn't make sense. There's a sentence you say, and if you say it, you're supposed to be, that's it, that faith.
Yeah.
But many times, and we never denied Christ, and I would never do. And many people lost their lives, and they didn't deny Christ. And I know that didn't come out of nowhere. And I know the church is what did that. How the church is who planted that in us, Chris, and our love to Christ. So I would love for one day to be able to make that check clear, and I'm still working on it, and I'm really hoping to make it happen.
Well, sounds like a motivation. So, and that's what I loved about it. You left it up there as a visual to remind you about where you've been and what it would mean and why you're working so hard, because you want to be able to fulfill that check of that amount to give back. And I very inspiring. I just love that when I saw that. I was very impressed. But
for sure. One time I ran into Ara from Service Titan, and as soon as I found out that he was Armenian, he was able to relate, because about 100 years ago there was a genocide where about 1 million of us Christians from Armenia and in Iraq were killed in one day, Chris, just because they're Christians.
That is insane.
Yeah, so wow. It's I just wish there was something that I can do to help the church or whatever, anything we can do.
Yeah. What advice would you have for a young Christian in maybe a foreign nation or whatever where it's not supported? Would you encourage them to do the same as what you did?
I would do it all over. I mean, thinking about it, knowing the risk too, and I'm older a little bit, but I would still do it, Chris, just because I know how hard it is to live there.
Yeah.
So, but nowadays it's a lot easier. It's not as bad as it was before.
Right.
And online, you can apply for a visa online and get accepted somewhere else.
Well, thanks for visiting, Sam. Heck of a story. God has definitely had His hand upon you the whole way. And really to see where all you've been, what you've been delivered from, and not only just went through, but overcame, and now being an influence on many, a leader in your business, in your community, in your church. Very, very thankful for our paths to cross. I think they crossed on purpose too, buddy. So glad to be connected with you.
I appreciate it, Chris.